Well, the Big Woods Nursery is definitely in full bloom. And today we're going to be talking elderberry. And finally, we're getting some decent weather here. This is like the second weekend of April. And the snow is finally melting in the backyard. And I have been ordering elderberry cuttings all winter long. It's so much fun. The majority of my elderberries came off of Etsy from a whole bunch of different small nurseries. So I got Georgia, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania. Boy, just all over the country. And it's fun just to kind of meet different people and share ideas. And I didn't know much about elderberry. And we bought a property up north in Two Harbors, and there's elderberry all over the place. So I've been, did a couple workshops this winter, learning everything I can. But now's the time. So I've had all the cuttings in my refrigerator, but everything is starting to bud. So yesterday I planted a whole row, and we'll bring the camera over there, in the back. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, start potting these up into individual pots, because what I want to do, I'm here in the cities and I'm starting all my rootstock down here, and that way I'll have all my varieties for years to come. I can pay attention to them, take cuttings, and then all these plants, like the cuttings and so forth, and the ones that I'm going to pot up today, I'm going to let them root and then bring them up north to my food forest. Right now, up north, our good friend Bill and Mary just put on Facebook, first morning that they woke up where it's above freezing. So they got so much snow up there, so we're about a month behind. So hey, I'm going to take advantage of the beautiful weather here in the cities, get these babies out in the sun and the warm weather, because they're sick and tired of being in the fridge. But I just want to talk a couple different varieties that I have. I got Wyldewood, which is a very popular in commercial production, grows very large. And this is what a cutting is. I mean, it's really nothing more than a stick. And when you buy a cutting from people, it's nice. Most of them do that. They'll cut the bottom as a slant, and that means that's the bottom. That goes into the soil. And as you can see, normally they don't have the budding, but they're starting. They want to go and they want to start to grow. But you'll buy them, they'll just be a stick. But this is the Wyldewood. And what I like to do is I'll dip it in the taproot and then just bury it about. See this node? It's going to start growing roots out of these nodes here. So yeah, that is a Wyldewood variety. And the majority of my different varieties are Sambucus candidus, American elderberry, with the exception of this, and these are Marge. And Marge was a European elderberry that was crossed with an American, and this one supposedly just grow massive berries. So looking forward to try Marge. Another relatively new one is Pocohautis. Another one that they kind of found in the wild. I've been working on. Grows extremely large. Then I have some classics. John. The John has been around. That was, I think, originated in New York. I have Bob Gordon, another, very old variety, very proven variety. But I bought some just American elderberry. The person did not know the strain, but she sent me beautiful pictures, and she was out of Georgia. So I'm gonna let those grow. I got like a dozen of each variety. Like I said, I already started planting some in the ground. And elderberry, they like to have fairly acidic soil, so I planted some in the back. I'm sure they'll take, but I also planted some in the front underneath my pine trees. And what I do for like potting mix, I just reuse, as you can see maybe in the background, those pots, those bags there. I grew peppers in there last year. I'll dump that into my wheelbarrow. And then what I'm doing is adding a bunch of asparagus peat moss into this big thing. And then I'm adding some pine mulch from my front tree into this big wagon. And then I'm just gonna pot them up in these, basically 1 gallon pots like this. And then I'll set them in an area that's fenced off to keep away from any rabbits, squirrels, woodchucks, anything like that. And I mean, they really, really root fast. Let me see if I could show you one. That's the Wyldewood. Bob Gordon here. And I have beauty berries, Concord grapes, hardy kiwi. I have red mulberry cuttings, a couple hundred oak and chestnut and hazelnut seeds in the basement. Yeah, these are all, they want to go. So what I'll do is just get these in the small pots, and so they can start growing. But let's just take a little walk over to where I did plant the other ones straight in the ground. And I'm going to eventually put a little cardboard around them and throw some mulch on them and so forth. But let me show you what I did. The great thing about elderberry is you could just plant them directly in the ground. Like I said, a couple inches down. So what I did is I got a Bob Gordon, I got a John's, a Pocohautis, and what I'm doing, I'm just using the smallest, cheapest tomato cages, and I just wrap some a chicken wire. I had extra chicken wire around it. So then Pocohautis, Wyldewood. That's the one I got from Georgia from that gal. It's just an American. Another John's, another Pocohautis. I'm gonna get a Marge in this line, and then I also, it's the spring cleanup. Like the snow just melted, so I got a whole bunch of cleanup. But I don't like to disturb the leaves. I like to let the insects, come alive and so forth. But yeah, again, I just mix my old potting soil with brand new peat moss, and then just add this pine bark to it. What I love is my son got me these gloves for my birthday. Put those babies on, and then I can just mix it with hands, just like I'm making some good dough. But I will definitely do another, update video once I get these things potted up, and we'll kind of show you the progress. And, hopefully I'll have a couple for sale. You'd have to be local, but I'd like to share some of my rootstock. But hey, make it a great day. Leave a comment and subscribe if you like what you see.